knock off one of those teams with that ability?
Like you said, we just got to finish. Really, it's kind of something that we've been stressing a lot. Just having that killer instinct, knowing when we need to make that big play. That's going to change the outcome of that game. Usually, can go back and watch those games. There's one or two plays where you're saying if we had done our job right here, this game would end a lot differently. And just recognizing those moments and being more aware. That way we can step our game up to that level when the time comes.
What about Kalen DeVore, new offense? What do you like about it? How are you going to be more effective in that offense?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how this is going to play out in this coming season. Like this past spring, it was incredible. Just with barely even open up the playbook, just really some base stuff getting installed. Just seeing a lot of deep shots down the field, which obviously I'm going to love, and us as receivers love as well. But just a lot of multiple different formations and motions and shifts that can get people in the right position to allow them to succeed and show off. We have got freak athletes all around, and let them just let their athleticism really take off and let them make plays. It'll be huge.
Nick, you've got another year with Donovan on the other side of the field, Wap coming back as well. What's the chemistry like between you guys on the field and off the field?
Oh yeah, it's a great group of guys, the whole receiver core. I mean, we get along real well. I mean, sometimes we'll get on each other's nerves, but I mean, that's just part of it. But it's going to be really good to have him on the other side and all of us kind of complimenting each other. And even Ty, Ty's a really big-time receiver, and you kind of saw a little bit last year what he was capable of, and he's really getting that confidence, have another year under his belt, become more of a leader, more vocal. And I'm expecting a really big year out of him as well. I'm really excited because the better we are overall makes it better for me, myself, and so I'm just really excited about all of that.
With all the challenges of not knowing your quarterbacks, how does that make it hard for you guys?
I wouldn't say it's too much of a challenge not knowing. I mean, because we get chemistry with all of them, and we're getting reps with all of them, and so I'm comfortable, and I'm more than comfortable and happy with whoever we end up having start for us at QB. Just because they're a great group of guys and all equally as talented and athletic, as they can be. So, I mean, it's just getting this chemistry in the offseason that we really focus, getting reps with all the different quarterbacks, not just I'm only working with Peyton, or only Peyton's getting the ones, Mike's only getting the twos, making sure everybody's getting reps with each other. That way, once that, final decision is made, it's just smooth sailing from there. There's no, learning curve to deal with.
With all the pieces that are in place, new coordinator, and every room has quality athletes in it, what is the offense going to look like differently from last year? Aggressive and all that.
Yeah, a lot more aggressive, big shots down the field, explosive plays. And, Coach DeBoer really preaches, explosive plays doesn't have to just be 50-yard bombs. We're going to try to make more with our bubble screens and just making sure that the details are right to block those the right way so we can break a bubble for maybe 20 or 30 yards or, a short little hitch route making somebody miss and trying to emphasize, those little details about the timing to make sure the explosive plays kind of create themselves just with the athletes that we have.
Have the issues before been more about details rather than the talent?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, we weren't very detail-oriented. It was we knew what our play was and, how to run it, but we might run it a different way 5 different times. We wouldn't do our job to the best of our ability exactly how it should have been done, and those little details show up, when everybody's equally athletic, and then, we have coaches who are equally smart. It's the details that end up what's showing up, and that's what makes the difference.
Is it going to be exciting to open up the season in an NFL stadium in Indianapolis? Is that something you've dreamed about as a kid, or is it just, it is what it is?
Oh, no, it's going to be super exciting. It'll be the first time. I'm not sure if they'll keep it open, or if they'll probably keep it open because it's early on in the year, but playing in a dome, and it'll be the second NFL stadium, so because we played in the Foster Farms Bowl at San Fran, and that was a really, really cool experience. And a lot of the guys on the team from Indiana play, their state championship and their playoff ball there, and they have always just told us, us Florida guys who don't really understand, it's an incredible experience to play there. So I'm super excited to open up in Lucas Oil.
You've been in the program for several years with Coach Allen. How has he changed since you've been in the program?
He's changed a lot, just understanding that he doesn't have to do it all. Like he said, he's, giving up the reins to Coach Womack and wants to be a better head coach, and it's just recognized that, for me to be a better coach to everybody, he has to, give up some of that control that he had, and just focusing more of that on us and developing us as players and as people and holding us accountable on offense and on defense, and just kind of overall just being a better head coach that way.
What do you like about Coach DeBoer's offense and defense?
All right.
What do you like about the new offense that Coach DeBoer's installed?
Really excited just about the multiple formations and options that he has. Like, he stressed it to me and all the different receivers. He's going to put us in position to make the plays that we're best at making. So, D. Hale's great at going up and get the ball. He's going to put him in a position to be able to make those plays a lot of times during the game. And getting opportunities for Watt to just get touches. He's just so electric and so explosive, and just finding ways to utilize all our weapons at the same time and not just focusing on one person.
I know it's just 7-on-7 in the summer. What have you seen from new guys like Jordan Jakes, David Ellis? I mean, what have they kind of shown you, and what have you kind of, I guess, wisdom have you imparted on them about what to look for and how to prepare?
Yeah, and that's one thing that Coach Hurd's kind of pushed me to do this year. Being the older guy in the receiver room now, is holding them accountable and bringing them up to our standard of how to play receiver in the Big Ten. And they've definitely taken the advice. They're all ears. They just want to learn, and that's really big. Is that they just want to learn. The other day, Jordan, I sat down with him. It was just me and him, just going over the playbook because he just needed to learn, the formations, everything, the signals, so he can be full steam, ready to go when that first day camp starts. And Jordan really likes to learn, really athletic, super tall. I mean, he makes me feel short. Can really go up and get the ball, great hands. And same with David as well, really smooth, really explosive, and can make people miss. So I'm really excited to see how they can add on to our receiver room.
Last year, coming off the injury, I don't know you're 100%, but physically, just as good as you felt since you've been in college. I mean, strong and fast and explosive and all that.
Yeah, I would say it's the strongest I've felt, fastest I've felt, most technique sound I've been, since I've been here. And I was talking with Coach Hurd, after the season this past year, and it was kind of around the Ohio State game last year where I felt like my knee wasn't an issue anymore. It was just me playing, and I, knocked the rust off. And now, after that whole other year, under my belt, it's like even better. I feel even more comfortable making the cuts that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make, post-surgery. Oh yeah, for sure. It'll be big having, like you said, the acceleration focus that Dr. Ray's imparting on us for releases. I mean, that's all our job is. A receiver, we're going to have press man coverage. We're in the Big Ten. Everybody loves to play press man. There's big bodies. There's great cornerbacks. And be able to get off that press is going to be huge. And a lot of that has to do with just being, fast and quick off the line.
Nick, who is the? No, go ahead.
The last couple of years, what, in your opinion, is making Indiana more of an attractive destination for high-profile football recruits?
I mean, I think it's just people want to be a part of something, special, and they understand that there is change happening here. We got a lot of Florida guys on the team, and a lot of Florida guys keep coming because they understand, this is like a second home for a lot of us that are from Florida and who want to make a difference, who want to play in the big-time league. So that's probably the biggest thing, is just understanding that there's change. We're moving in the right momentum. So everyone's kind of not hopping on the bandwagon. They want to be on the team before the bandwagon starts, basically.
Nick, talking about that, is the postseason a tangible goal that you guys talk about in the locker room, or is it just, hey, take it one game at a time and see where it goes?
I mean, it's definitely this year. It's a tangible goal. We're actually saying, yeah, we need to make a bowl game. We need to be playing in December or January, whatever it is, because if you don't verbalize those goals, and just kind of hope that it's going to happen, it makes it a lot harder, for you to actually achieve those goals. So having them set out there holds us accountable, as seniors, trying to lead our team, because we know what we're going for. There's not just if we make it, it's okay. If not, it sucks. We gotta know what we're going for.
Bringing in a guy who's known for offenses that can score and score wide, is that the best way you think traditional powers like Ohio State?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, and it'll definitely be like a wrinkle. Like, we'll be that team that's the different team in the league. we're going to have a whole different culture, a whole different style of offense. Hopefully, like you said, where we're scoring a lot of points, and with how our defense has been, and how the depth that they have received over this last year, being able to hold their own in this Big Ten league, it'll be a lot harder for people to stop us if we can score a lot of points, like you said. I was extremely excited because during the year last year, I remember we were watching film. I want to say it was Michigan State. I can't remember exactly what game it was. We were watching film, and they played Fresno during the year, and so we saw some of their film. But I wasn't obviously looking at it for that reason. I was just trying to get the game plan for whoever we were going against, and I was just watching these Fresno receivers and this Fresno offense just light it up all over the field, and I was like, that's a really good program. And so once I found out that he was coming here, it was just nothing but excitement for me, just because I saw, firsthand, without even knowing without unbiased opinion, just understanding like what good offense he can provide, and the type of culture and standard that he has.
I just wanted to ask you a question about an opposing team. Penn State is a team you guys play every year. What's it like to play in Beaver Stadium? Maybe what's your most vivid there? What makes Beaver Stadium?
For me, it's a accumulation of
So I've only had the chance to play there once, my freshman year, because I got hurt my junior year. So my freshman year, it was actually a little different because I was barely played. So I think I got in one play and I even messed it. It was my first catch, I think, or like one of my first catches of the year. But I covered up the tight end, so it was a legal man downfield. So that's really the only memory I have of Beaver Stadium right now. But it's an electric atmosphere, and I love playing. I love playing at home. I love playing away. I mean, it's always fun to be able to try to quiet a crowd.
Corey talked about doing one thing each day, maybe has a difference between wins and losses. How do you think that might help in terms of, some of those close games and those close plays that you need to make that can kind of determine, between a win and a loss in competition?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that Coach Allen even kind of like stressed on us as senior leaders in our, we'll have our leadership meetings, once a week. He was saying do something every day that's different, learn something new to help lead this team, read something leadership-wise, like a leadership book or a quote, whatever it is that you need to do to bring onto the team to help lead the team. And then also with Coach DeBoer, his 1-0 mindset is just don't focus on the past, always just focus on the present, trying to forget about any mistakes you made in the past, and just focus on winning that first rep that you have. So whether we're in practice, it's just doing the right thing for that play, and then it's gone. Next play, you're right back at it, just focusing on winning that rep. Thank you.
Coach Allen was talking about handing off the defensive coordinator reins so he would have more time to protect you guys and not slept in his office once.
Yeah.
He said it was taking a toll having to tell, I guess, last season that, doing both roles. Maybe takes a little energy out of the guy, or is he still pretty energetic regardless?
If he said that, I never saw it. He was still as energetic as he always is. The only thing I would say is like, at practice you could just tell he'd be over with the defense more a little bit, and then he would try to find time to come over and talk to the offense, but he's just so focused because that's how he is. He's just laser focused on whatever his task at hand is. So him being, handing the reins over will allow him to kind of open up and be able to, coach both sides.
How much of a focus has he put on developing you guys?
Oh, a lot. He really is a big proponent of saying, regardless of football, you're going to leave here a better person, a better man, a better husband for whatever it is you're going to do in life. And even just the other night, he had, an event, or not event, but like a meeting at his house for any of the players who wanted to go to just help with relationship advice with him and his wife. He's just doing anything he can, to help us become better people as well as players.
Donovan's coming off a really good spring. Your thoughts on him and you and the potential for the wide receiver room?
I'm super excited because this whole summer, it's been me and him kind of like competing in the weight room. We have very, very similar numbers, especially in the cleans. So I'm always trying to see like what weight he's doing, trying to bump him by 5 pounds here and there. And we're going back and forth. And it's definitely making us both a lot better, and I can't wait, to be able to play with such a great player on the other side of the field. I wasn't lucky enough for me and Simi to play, but at least I get to play with Donovan, so I'm really excited.
You're obviously going to have a little bias, but with all the parts that are in place with this offense, how prolific do you think they can actually be?
I mean, the sky's the limit. Like I said before, he's just going to Coach DeBoer is going to put us in the best possible position as a player, personally, whether it's me, whether it's WAP or D-Hale, to make the plays that we are best at making. He's going to use all the strengths that he has. He's going to use every player to their best strength. And so with that being said, the sky's the limit because WAP's a pretty dynamic player, and you just let him do what he's really good at doing, and he's going to keep getting better, getting more experience, getting even better at being explosive, making people miss, making those big-time plays. And just as we build, in those first couple games and start to understand how prolific we can be, gain that confidence that makes it even higher, I'm just really excited to see, like you said, the sky's the limit. We can really do anything. No, he did put the candy stripes in on us, so that was a nice little touch, and their names on there. But I just figured I'd do something a little bit different, switch it up a little bit from the blacks and grays and blues.
So, being from Florida, you're probably more familiar with field goal and bucket and what that means. How did you get ready for it, and how do you get the freshmen ready for it?
Yeah, so coming in my first year, playing in that game, the week leading up to it, I didn't really understand. I was just like, it's just some other team, whatever. But those seniors kind of taught me, nah, this is bigger than that. Every single Hoosier fan, this game kind of defines how the rest of their year, their Christmas is going to go, their Thanksgiving, because that's what they're going to be talking about with all their family who have alumni that go to Purdue. So I kind of understood after playing that first game, what it really meant. And so I'm going to be the same senior this year that will instill that in the freshmen, understand this is way bigger than just yourself in this game and just this team. It's the whole state.
How important is it to the team to have those rivals, to have those kind of games?
I mean, it's huge just because it's something at the end of the year, that you're not looking ahead, but you always know it's going to be there. You always know you have that big game at the end of the year that can, help define how the season went. And just having that as a goal to reach, we're doing everything we can to beat Purdue, and those posters are posted around, in the offices of some of our coaches and in the weight rooms. What have you done today to beat Purdue? And it's just a constant reminder and motivation, just so it's going to make our team better, not just to beat them, but also to beat other teams as well.
Coach Allen mentions breakthrough a lot. How do you define breakthrough?
Breakthrough to me, like he said, it's he explains the analogy of this big wheel. It's going to keep grinding and grinding. It might be moving real slow, a flywheel, and then eventually it's just going to kick off and it's going to take off on its own. And for me, I hope it, I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen this year, where we change the culture of this program to have, the standard of winning. It's no longer just being close, and that'll be breakthroughs once everybody understands that it's not the same old Indiana, that, this is a winning program that's going to consistently be going into the postseason.
We've seen you guys play Ohio State, Michigan pretty tough. What would it take to finish one of those games?
Just paying attention to the details and having that killer instinct. Like you said, we'll play them tough, but then we'll make a mistake when it really counts, towards the end of the game. And that's what's happened in the past. And to focus on, not when we're in that position this year, to focus on understanding that, hey, this is that moment that's going to define the rest of the game, and have that, mentality every single play of that game, and be laser focused going into that.
Is that all it takes? A little bit of confidence, you think? When you make that
No,
one play, it's
completely. People say oh, it's whoever's the biggest, the fastest, the strongest. But a lot of times it's just whoever has the most confidence. Because if you really truly believe that you are about to win it, it makes it so much easier for you to just block everything out, and just play the game that you are great at playing.
How much do some of your players and freshmen and sophomore? I think Coach Allen said my one moment was called a new wave or something like that. They're trying to add. How much are they adding to the culture?
Oh yeah, no, they're huge. Especially, I've noticed that with their first week going through our summer workouts, they were 20 to 30 minutes early, to our lifts. We almost just started our lift and they're already there, foam rolling, doing all the little things right that usually you don't see freshmen do. Normally you see them strolling in at the last second because they're just oh, this is so much more work. I'm so much more busy. I'm trying to sleep as long as I can. but they're spending the extra time in the training room. They're showing up 30 minutes early, and they're all ears, just trying to learn from us as older guys. And I've definitely seen a change in that class, and I expect big things out of it.
Is that something you've noticed? Is that the first time you've noticed that in the freshman class since you've been there? Just that kind of attention to detail, not necessarily the much fun, but just being there early and paying attention to those kinds of things.
Yeah, it's definitely like the first time I've noticed it in the whole class. I mean, I remember when Peyton came in. I know Peyton Ramsey came in. I kind of noticed that aspect of him. He was leading his freshman class. When he's a freshman, he's leading everybody in that group, and I could already kind of tell that. So I've seen blips of it here and there, but as a whole class is where I'm seeing kind of everybody, grab them, by their hand and bring everybody along with them.
Nick, what's it like to be here representing IU?
It's a blessing. It's an honor. I mean, to be chosen here and be able to, represent this team is just means a lot to me. Coming here freshman year, I wouldn't have thought that I was going to be here. So it's just I'm really honored to be able to, represent this team in a positive light and, put our best foot forward.